Tomorrow, all eyes will be on a little-known town called Karlsruhe in South Germany, where 8 judges will essentially sit and decide on the future of the Eurozone. For the markets, this is a key moment, and it's likely to create some movement before and after the verdict. Well, with me on the line is Jan von Gerich, Nordea's global fixed income strategist. Thanks for joining me, Jan, today. Let's just start at the ground level here. How important is this ruling, and what could it actually mean, or rather, what happens if the court rules that Germany won't be supporting the European Stability Mechanism?
Well, that would be a major setback for if the court said that Germany could not participate in what is to become the main bailout fund for the Eurozone. So that would really put the politicians back to the drawing board, and of course they would need to come up with something else. But before they did, of course, the market reaction could easily be quite violent. Of course, the question would then be that what would be the problem if the court actually said that it was a minor part, or that it only needed the German Bundestag to vote again, then it would not be such a major setback. But if it basically overruled the entire stability mechanism, which seems quite unlikely, then we would be looking at a lot of question marks of what is going to happen now.
So what else is on the line here? I mean, what will the judges attempt to solve aside from the literal problems with the euro area?
There are some questions, of course. One question is only that since ESM treaty was modified slightly after the Bundestag had already voted for it. So one question is that was this right, that could it be modified after the Germans had already voted on it? But the bigger question, of course, is that is it in line with the German constitution? Is it in line with the fact that the German parliament would continue to have sufficient say in the liabilities that Germany is taking? And that is actually the main question there. You could argue that it's capped anyway, the total size of the stability mechanism, and on the other hand, Germany possesses such a big position that even under the rules of stability mechanism, even if, so to say, emergency procedure would be used, no aid could be given to a country without the German parliament, or at least the budget committee, having a say on that. So those factors all very much support positive outcome. And then, of course, what the court has done before is say something about the future. And to me, at least, that is the main point of uncertainty. It would be a major surprise if they said that the ESM could not go forward. But then what they will say regarding future integration steps, they could make it clear that if Germany wants to give up more power to Brussels, say, there needs to be a change of constitution, and that would make further integration very much harder. That would be interesting. How do you foresee the markets reacting to all this then? Well, it should be, or it is a very much consensus call that they will approve the ESM. But that said, of course, we saw a reaction today when there were earlier reports yesterday that the court might delay its decision on the matter, and when it was confirmed today that the decision will go ahead, then there was a positive market response. So I think we could see something on those lines, that even though it is a consensus call, it would be small relief to see it go through. Then again, of course, a lot depends on what they say regarding the future, but my main guess would be that it's going to be a moderate market reaction and a positive one. Then, of course, it would look totally different in case the decision came out negative, but I'm not looking for that. And finally, Jan, is there anything you'd like to add ahead of the court hearing tomorrow? In the whole puzzle, of course, this is only a small step. It is one of those matters that can go wrong, even though the likelihood of that is small on this instance, but then it won't solve that much. So a lot of big decisions are ahead, and even looking at tomorrow's calendar, this is only one of the sources that are adding to uncertainty. We, of course, have received the European Commission's proposals on the banking union even before the court decision, and then later tomorrow we have the Dutch elections. I think both of these matters will be overshadowed by the German Constitutional Court ruling, but the same cannot be said for the Fed meeting that will be concluded on Thursday. So the event risk is going to be large even after the court has ruled. Okay, thanks for joining us. That's all from me here on Dukascopy TV. Keep checking back for our latest interviews and updates. I'll be back tomorrow with the verdict on that all-important German Constitutional Court hearing. But for now, goodbye.